Welcome back in, everybody. Adam, doesn't this feel weird? A special edition of the Dynasty Trade Show. It's going to count as episode 8 for us because I'm a dummy and I fucked up and I may have deleted the recording trying to clear out some cloud storage by accident. So, whoopsies. My bad. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. A little technical difficulties over here on the 4D side, but the good news is everybody else benefits from it because we're going to do another live trade show right here. So hopefully everyone that's tuned in, glad to have you. And if not, you'll catch it after the fact.
Hell yeah. Yeah, a little bit of a whoopsies. There's still going to be the podcast. I fortunately downloaded, edited, and uploaded, so that'll still come out tomorrow on Destination Devi, Google, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. That'll still be there. Those will be different trades than what's going to be featured here. We're going to do brand new trades because this was supposed to be, we release them at the same time, podcast form and YouTube. And whoops, may have messed that one up. My bad. Lucky for you guys, though. You guys all get 7 new trades. So, hell, we figured what a better way to do it to fix the fuck up than let's just do a trade show live and do 7 new ones. Why not? Get the live reactions, no edits.
Let's do it, man.
No you ready, man? You
Straight
ready to do
it,
this?
Yeah.
All right,
always ready
let's
to
dive right
trades.
into it.
Oh, boy.
Alvin Bailey here, the Tear Down King. Appreciate
right
it.
Here.
Man. All right, so I got my deal up here, Adam, that I had made in the league. This is a rebuild in progress.
Okay.
I won the league a couple years ago, so I'm still just living off that money, right? But we're heading into year 2 of the massive rebuild, so I got a 23 second and a 24 first, and in return I sent away Adam Troutman and Davis Mills. What are you feeling about this one? This guy's a contender too, so those picks, the 23 second for sure should probably be on the later side.
Okay.
24, I mean, it's so far out, his team realistically could fall apart before then. Who knows? It could be a dumpster fire by then. But the 23 second, I'm pretty confident saying it's going to be late.
And the 24 first, maybe, it still could be late, but it has a chance to possibly be earlier than that.
It could be very early too. Like I think it could encompass a wide range of spectrum. He could get another year or 2 out of the team, or maybe next year is his last year. Who knows? Maybe Davis Mills is the piece.
Yeah, I mean, so, Mike and I, we're big Adam Troutman guys here. So I'm imagining the way I look at this trade, Mike, is, you got to give me a first and a second for Troutman, and then I throw in Mills, right? So not at all. Other way around. But Davis Mills, man, if you get a first and a second for Davis Mills, I mean, a first for Davis Mills and a second for Troutman gets it done for me if I'm rebuilding. So, I would take this every single time if I'm rebuilding.
What do you think Mills' real value is, man? Because just taking a single second for him just feels so gross. You know what I mean? It's got to be a
I'm not taking
early
a
second lock.
Yeah, if you could guarantee me it's 201, I'd probably consider it then. But I don't know, man. Even if I'm on the rebuilding side, it's probably riskier, but I would play my. I'd be willing to risk it and try to trade later for a first type value, even if it's not an actual first round pick later in the year from someone else.
I like that. I thought it was fair enough. You know, I do like Troutman or whatever, but I can get a first for Mills and then roll my chances on the second for Troutman.
Yeah.
He ain't doing much for me. You know what I mean? Like maybe he pops, but I don't know. I think our clock's kind of ticking under Troutman, love. You know what I mean? Like if he doesn't
No.
do it this year, then whatever. Move on with our lives.
There was little glimmers last year, but overall disappointing. If he does not really take a step forward this year, everyone's gonna write him off completely.
For sure. All right. So, not my deal now. We actually getting some
Mm.
other people here. The thumbnail, the fancy ass thumbnail which you made, which is dynamite by the way. I absolutely love it. The 8 ball 2 for episode 8.
You like that?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Buddy,
Yes, sir.
buddy, you're killing the thumbnail game. So I'm glad I don't have to do them anymore because I was racking my brain trying to be creative and you're just so much better at it than me. But I'll stick to show titles. I'm good at that.
Yes,
How
you
about
got
that?
the show titles easily.
All
Man,
right.
this is a good deal. Go ahead.
Yeah. We got Najee Harris being acquired for Kenneth Walker, a 23 first and a 24 first. Ooh, buddy. Ooh, buddy. Man, that's Najee. That's paying the iron price for Najee Harris, ain't it?
I mean, Mike, in your opinion, is this is top dollar roughly for Najee Harris, or pretty darn close?
Even if you say those picks are probably going to be late, yeah, I still think it's top dollar. You know what I mean? Like, this
Yeah.
is. You're not getting much of a discount, that's for sure.
No, this to me is the pick side. And listen, if you're there you go, Cody. Picks, picks, picks. To me though, the thing about this one is like I think I can see why someone would do this. I just would never pay this, right? Because if you're saying I need Kenneth Walker to play this year as a contender, Najee Harris is significantly different from him on the contending side as far as points per game, I'm sure, this season. But man, if I'm rebuilding, this is something I would be absolutely smashing for Najee Harris. I get 2 firsts, and I get the running back that might take a little bit longer to come along, and then maybe he's ready by in 2 years or 3 years from now. Like I love what Castle Black got here.
Yeah, pretty dope on his side, man. I'm definitely going to take the Kenneth Walker and the pick side here. But I do agree. I mean, what's said in chat there by Alvin, what you said. If I'm on a contender, smaller lineup especially, like this is what I need to compete. Sometimes you gotta pay it for those kind of running backs. So I'm okay with it, but man, it just looks so much better on the rebuilding side. You know,
Yeah,
like yeah, I'll just take the
and
picks and Kenneth Walker and see what happens. You know, I'll take one asset and break them up into three. That's why we love to tear down here, and this is what we love to do. So
love it. And to break it down, right, like you said, if it's a small lineup, start 9, start 10, I can get more behind doing this for Najee. To me, it's really paying the premium. But in best ball, Mike, this is no discussion.
yeah, that's true. You can take the picks too, even if you're on a contender and move those for another running back and
Right.
get equal or close to equal production and still have a free Kenneth Walker,
Exactly. Yep.
which wouldn't be the worst thing. So I
Right.
like that idea too. All right, so we got Justin Jefferson being acquired for Terry McLaurin, Cam Akers, and a 23 first. Man, we get all these Jamar Chase deals, these down tiers going for a haul. Justin Jefferson, holy shit, man. He goes for a haul too. What do you think
This
about
is
this one?
this is insanity to me. I didn't realize you were going to pull this deal. I got the McLaurin jersey on right now. Him getting the bag, man. Like Terry Stonks, man. I know people are gonna fight us on this, but best quarterback he's ever played with, Carson Wentz. As gross as that sounds, he's not a great quarterback, but I think the best one he's played with. This is insane, though, Mike. Like, okay, I'm going from. Let's say you have him at wide receiver one. Let's just for the sake of
Yep.
argument, you got him at wide
Yep.
receiver one, okay? Terry McLaurin, I think for everybody should be in the top 20. Wow, JJ side, crazy to me. Because I'm going from 1 to 20, let's call it at worst. We have him more like 15. I'm getting a top 15 running back, and I'm getting a 23 first. Frankly, I don't care if this is lineup, best ball, size of it. Like, this is a smash for Kilmo's side, for me personally.
Yeah, a smash for best ball by a billion.
Right. 5 billion.
Small lineup, start 9. Man, it's not like McLaurin and Cam are just, you know,
Are these guys
not.
turds?
They're not. It's not like they're not gonna make your lineup in even a start 9. Like maybe if it starts 6, they don't make your lineup. Maybe your
Right.
team's that good, but I gotta think even in a start 9, these guys are gonna be in your lineup somewhere, right? And then you get a first. I really like the package side, and if like Jefferson, Chase, I don't care who the wide receiver is that's going for it. If I can go down to another wide receiver I like in McLaurin, even though not as good or not as young,
Right.
but I get a young ascending running back who's already ranked up there, and then I just get a free 23 first. Like, if you took the 23 first out of it, Adam, would you still do this deal? I bet you and I both would. To be
I would
honest,
say this: if you took the 23 first away, you and I probably would, but I would think that the average dynasty manager would not want to do this, right? For Justin Jefferson. So, like I could see the argument. I'll say that for if it's just Akers and McLaurin, I can see where someone pushes back. You throw that 23 first in for me, I, I'm smashing that deal.
man, it's just it's so weird to look at. Like if I try to take, so let's take our bias out of it, our running back tear down bias out of it, and just look at the value of the trade.
Right. Okay.
So Jefferson, first round pick, probably the back end of the first in a startup.
Yep.
McLaurin, I gotta say like fourth, fifth round.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, we should pull this up because I think that, man, I think that
Probably
I know
rising
Akers
with
is.
the contract.
I know
extension,
Akers is
ain't
now in the 4th round. He's risen up into
Ooh,
the fourth
shit.
round, and McLaurin's the one I'm not sure if he's like a 5th or a 6th or a 4th, honestly. But in the 23 first generic, Mike, I mean, what is that valued at?
Some people value that really high.
Mike,
Just
to
to
tell
be
you
on the safe side for me, I'd put it as seventh, sixth,
yeah,
seventh.
a 7th on the safe side. I've traded a 23 first straight up in a startup this offseason for a 4th round pick, which I utilized for Cam Akers straight up. So I'm not. They might be on the high side. Let's see here. Terry McLaurin, we are looking at the 602 currently. So you're looking at the 602 and the 411 and a 23 first for the 108 based on startup values.
Adam, I'm smashing the shit out of that. You take the player names out of it in a startup all day, every day, and I don't have an idea where that 23 first is going to land.
Right.
Period.
I agree.
We do a startup right now. I'm on the clock at 108, and somebody offers me what you just said, their 602, the 411, and their 23 first for my 108. I would never take Justin Jefferson at the 108 anyways. Like I'd probably take Lamar or Dak or Russ or Swift, Najee, something along those lines. Even then, like for those guys, if I were to put their name in here, I still want the package.
Yeah.
For me,
Yep.
I'm just gonna take the value. Like I said, maybe in the smaller lineup ones, but like I mean, we're not talking about chopped liver players here. Like even if I take my feelings of the players out of it, I still don't see where the value lies into it. I see where the value lies in trading away these guys. So, Alvin said this is why he can't trade for Jefferson and Chase. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
it decimates your roster going from that depth down to one player.
yeah. I mean, and and that's also the reason why I can basically never hold them, right? Because I don't ever want to have so much consolidation unless my team is just so juggernauted that I can afford it. Like I always want to tear down because you can get so much back.
That's part of like what ADM says here is, the allure. A top 3 dynasty wide receiver for 10
Correct.
years.
Correct.
I think that's what I want to sell people on when I'm trading these guys away. Like, oh yeah, it's locked in for the next 3 years, top 3 dude. And not have them factor in any type of risk or downside. Not too long ago, Michael Thomas was by far and away, number 1 wide receiver in all of Dynasty. Juju Smith-Schuster was the number 1 wide receiver in all of Dynasty. And look where we're at now on both of those guys.
Look at even a more recent guy who's getting a lot of hate in the community is DK Metcalf. Wasn't but
Yeah,
about 2
yeah.
seasons ago that,
Yep.
and he's still really young too.
Or a guy like CeeDee Lamb. His rookie year, he was getting pushed up to the wide receiver one in Dynasty and then kind of fell back. And then he's kind of just always stuck around. And now he's up
Yeah.
to number 3 by like default. But if he doesn't do it this year, like doesn't fire on a 1,200 yards plus double digit touchdown type thing, do you think he's still going to be there next year? Fuck no, he's not.
Probably not. Nah. And I mean, listen, I think that Jefferson, what he did his first 2 seasons, right? Like, I think he has a chance to stay in that range for longer than some of the other guys. But even still, like, when you can't, if you're paying this, you're really buying, like what ADM said, that he's gonna be staying top 3 for a long period of time, and it can be a bad bet.
I understand the whole like he's actually done it, but like I said, like the first 2 guys that come to mind when I think of it, Michael Thomas definitely did it,
Yeah.
and Juju Smith Schuster. Geez, that was a mouthful to say when you've been drinking. Juju Smith Schuster did it. Like what? He was over 1,400 yards at one point. 1,400 yard season. Like, oh, he's a dynasty wide receiver one, and then it's just kind of been a slow decline. So I don't know. Things change, situations change. I'm not saying Justin Jefferson's terrible. I like to have him on my team, but if I have an asset like that, I'm looking to stack depth, and that's part of like our best ball mentality. We have it, but I'd still carry it over into my lineup leagues where
Yeah.
give me the
Mike,
3 shots at value retention.
Mike, to give the Juju thing a little bit more of a dramatic effect, right? So, first of all, I think Justin Jefferson is a better talent, better player, but you're 100% right on the points. So here's what I want to say. All right, think about what you said when Juju was the number 1 in Dynasty, very young, right? At that point, if someone told you Juju is going to be 25 and the number one receiver for the best quarterback in the NFL, and he's going to
Mm,
be a 9th round startup,
mm.
people would be laughing at you, right?
They wouldn't. They'd be clowning the shit out of you.
So
Never gonna
just
happen.
just just a thought. I don't think Justin Jefferson's going to be Juju, but these are just points on you can't guarantee 10 years of production for almost anybody. That's not like a stud young
Yeah.
quarterback, right?
And even then, like shit happens, man. Sometimes shit happens.
Right.
We've seen the Andrew Luck was on that that path to being one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time,
That's
and
actually crazy. Good point.
then just nah, nah. I've been hurt too much. I'm just gonna retire. So I don't know. I don't like to look at everything with complete rose-colored glasses. But next one we got interesting here. Like I didn't think I'd be saying this
Whoa.
name on here. We got
Can
Kate
we
Otten, a 23 first and a 24 third being acquired for Treylon Burks, Mr. Asthma Allergies himself. Which side you got here, Adam?
can we man, first of all, whoever's trade this is, you need to talk to the manager, the commissioner of your league, and get the pending off because this is just
Yeah.
I hate looking at this.
Pending trades, yeah.
Secondly, all right, Mike, let me ask you this because right now if you can pivot off of Treylon Burks for generic 23 first, are you doing it or are you holding Treylon Burks?
Holding Treylon.
I would agree. And then here's what the question is for you or for me. Like, does a third in 2 drafts from now and Kate Otten move the needle?
No.
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 So,
Absolutely not. It doesn't.
and that's exactly what I was getting at here. Like, I don't even know, Mike. Do those pieces, if it's best ball, move the needle for you?
No.
I was
None of them
about to
do.
say I don't think it is for me either. So
No.
I and then obviously I would say, Mike, let's say it's in the inverse though. Okay, you have those pieces. Are you comfortable sending that trade right now for Treylon Burks?
As long as I know that 23 first isn't going to be mid to early. Like
Exactly what I was going to say too. If that pick does not pretty much say that it's going to be a top 6 pick,
Yep.
then I'm comfortable sending it. If I know it's mine or someone else's that's pretty likely to be late, I'm comfortable sending it for Burks.
I'm if that's my pick and I know it's going to be on the later side, right? Like my roster, I feel good about me being a contender.
Yeah.
Jeez, man. I'm like breaking my phone to hit accept on this deal. Like I would definitely buy Treylon for a late 23 first. You can have Kate Otten in my 24 third or whoever the hell's third that is too. Here you go.
That's if that's the fluffer I got to give you, you can have it.
Yeah, you want some fab while I'm at it? Can I give you like
Here.
$10 in fab and push this deal across the table, baby? Let's go. I don't.
Come on, man.
I
Oh.
guess I never really understood the. Treylon hasn't played a down of football yet. We haven't seen him in an actual NFL game, not even a preseason game yet, Adam. Like versus
Ooh.
NFL competition. We haven't seen anything from him, right?
Look at the comment.
I know. It's so weird that we're gonna let the news cycle dictate his value and panic on it so much, where like you're gonna take an outright loss. I guess maybe you think it's a profit, but like you said, I don't know. Kate Otten in a third doesn't feel like any kind of profit for me just to kick the can down the road for another year before I take another wide receiver like Treylon Burks.
Yeah, I mean, especially if it's likely to be late, time decay for me does not. I don't. I'm not. I'm good. I'll take Burks.
Yeah, it seems like so long ago where he was
Man,
the 101, and now
I
panic.
remember. I remember when it was Treylon Burks' season.
It doesn't feel like that
And what's
anymore,
crazy
man.
is like there's still a very real possibility. Maybe it's not week 1 or week 5, but it's still very likely at some point he takes over the AJ Brown role. Like, what are we panicking about?
I don't know.
Asthma?
I guess. Like Matt Kelly said, he might fall on his inhaler, and then what happens?
Is this like Justin Fields? Like, did he just develop asthma, or is it something he's always had? The epilepsy thing, remember? Like, come on,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I don't know. And this does feel. We saw the comment from ADM. It does feel like the Chase.
It's got a
vibes,
lot
like,
of those vibes, yeah, man.
like Chase can't catch footballs because they don't have white stripes on them.
Dude, I remember there was a little window there where there was actual panic. Like, what are we
Alvin
doing?
hit it. Alvin
What are
hit
we
it.
doing?
Just a couple stories about allergies and pollen season, and he's already dropped to. I need Kate Otten in a third, then I'm ready to go. Whatever, man.
Get me out
All
of
right.
here.
We got CeeDee Lamb and the 108 being acquired for Rashad Bateman, the 202, the 203, and the 105. Ooh, man. Talk about a down tier, Adam.
This is spicy, man.
Yeah, it is.
So, what are your takes? Because, I mean, the way I look at this, right, I'm looking at basically dropping from CeeDee Lamb down to Bateman. And I love Bateman, but it's a drop. I'm also getting an up tier from 108 to 105, which to me is a big deal because the top 6 for me is the cutoff in tiers of like
Yes.
it's
Still.
a different player, right?
Still for me, yes.
Right. And then on top of it, I'm getting 202 and 203. And I know this class, Mike, is not like super sexy, but we're talking about in that range. Realistically, I've seen and I've taken a Jahan Dotson. Maybe he doesn't go at 202 anymore, but he's still a 112.
Yeah, Pickens,
George
Watson.
Pickens, Watson. I mean, if it's your cup of tea, Rashad White. Like, man, 2 of those guys. So let me just break it down like this, Mike. In best ball, I this is crazy. Small lineup, Mike. Now let's go to small lineup.
Nope.
I can't do it either. I still couldn't do it.
I like CeeDee Lamb, man. I like CeeDee Lamb, and I rank him high. And you know, like we said here, he likes the upside of Lamb. EDM likes the upside of Lamb, and I get it. But we just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
So like, how much of a difference is there really from Bateman and Lamb? Like, they're both theoretical at this point, right?
Now, let me say this, Mike. let me take it a little step further. Small lineup, and the 105 and 108 swap isn't in there. So it's Bateman and the 2 later seconds to go up to CD. Would you be more comfortable doing that in a start 9?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'd definitely do that. I'd
I'm
pay for the
fully
up
on
tier
with
then.
that. I'm fully on board with that too. I think the difference for me is the 108 to 105, and knowing at 105, man, I can get, freaking dude. You're talking about getting, Garrett Wilson, Treylon Burks, and probably the way we draft, Mike. I'm going to get a quarterback there in Kenny
Pickett. Yep, something along those lines.
But anyway, any one of those guys, I'm comfortable, and it's a big difference for me between that and 108.
For sure, and you put in Bateman, say it's Pickens and Burks, and I don't even know what the hell the 203 would be, but you can say Rashad White. Okay.
Sure, Rashad White. Okay.
For CeeDee Lamb and even like best case scenario for the 108, Jameson Williams. Give me the Bateman, give me the package side, pretty easily.
Now let's go one last 4D chess thing,
Sure.
because I just saw how bad the fade has been on someone we've been touting. If you know which ADP says right now the 108 is Kenny Pickett, and it's CeeDee Lamb and Kenny Pickett, are you okay with this?
If I could get Kenny Pickett, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
If I
Okay.
could, but I'd
If
have
you knew,
to know
if
that.
I knew
You know
I
what
could
mean?
get Kenny Pickett,
Yeah.
I would do this. Otherwise, no.
But I mean, if you're trading away geez, I didn't even notice this part, man. So the 105, look at the bottom. Look at the bottom. I didn't even catch that.
Oh,
Treylon Burks, officially. Officially. So the 105 had been drafted, but the 108 had not at that time. So
yeah.
when this deal was done, it was in the middle of the rookie draft. Treylon Burks had been drafted. So it is Bateman, Burks, 202, and the 203.
And 203. Okay, yeah, I didn't see
for
that.
Lamb, and who knows what the 108 is going to be. Like you said, if it's Kenny Pickett, like if I knew that, man, the guy at 6 and 7 aren't taking Kenny Pickett, for me, the way I like to draft and the value, CeeDee Lamb and Kenny Pickett for Bateman, Burks, 202, 203. It seems a little steep for me, but I think I'd be more than willing to roll the dice on it.
I agree with you. Yep. Interesting discussion when it's pick numbers, right?
Yeah. You get the numbers in there, and then you put names in it, and it kind of changes people's feelings. So,
yep.
Number 6. Speaking of Jameson Williams and rookies, Jameson Williams and Sky Moore for Rondale Moore and Kenneth Walker. How you feeling about this one? We got to take our Kenneth Walker love out of it, because otherwise we'll just slam that side. But
yeah, man. I was going to say, like, I love Kenneth Walker. And there was, last year we loved Rondale Moore, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I don't know, man. Is it too early to completely panic on Rondale Moore?
To completely panic, you should be shitting your pants. Face planners historically don't have a very good track record. There's one thing I learned from Twitter: DF bean counter and face planners
don't go well. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
I'm considering my Rondale Moore stocks that I haven't traded away pretty much toast, and if I get something out of them, great. Man, this is one, Mike, where like my Walker love is so much, but I don't know. I think I might take that other side. And if it's best ball, I'm definitely taking that other side.
J-Mo and Sky Moore for Rondale and Kenneth Walker? Man, I don't even know.
If it's start 9, would you take Kenneth Walker?
Yes, start 9 for sure.
I would agree. If it's start 9, I would do that. If it's a bigger roster size, I'm probably going to take this. I'll probably split them up. And if it's best ball, I would definitely take Sky Moore and J-Mo.
Really?
Just because, I mean, J-Mo's eventually going to come back. It might not be right now, but if I can get those two pieces right now, I think I can move him for more than Kenneth Walker right now.
I'll be contrarian here, and it's not just for sake of being contrarian. I thought you were going to be on the Kenneth Walker Rondale Moore side regardless of format.
Really?
Because that's the side I want to be on.
Yeah, I'm on that side, small lineups for sure. I mean, best ball is where I would counter to go the other way. Really? You would take that over best
for
ball?
Me. Now, where I'll caveat, and I can be like, I understand your side, is if I take my Kenneth Walker love out of it.
That's what I'm trying to do, right?
And I go by like what market tells me.
That's what I mean.
If I go by player analysis, though, my feelings on player analysis, Jesus, man, I'd love to make this move to acquire.
You started it off with taking the love out of it. I have so many shares, and if I was in a small lineup league, I would do this so many times. But if you're telling me based on the market and stuff, and it's best ball, I think that's when I make the pivot, just because I can probably do more with those two pieces.
Understandable. Yeah, he hit it here, man. Rondale doesn't move the needle at all for me in the grave. It's just kind of a throw-in piece. But if I just look at it as Kenneth Walker for J-Mo and Sky Moore, like if I'm in a rookie draft somewhere and I have those picks that would be Jameson Williams and Sky Moore for Kenneth Walker, I make that trade up all the time.
10
I would
107 and what is Sky going at? 110 to
8, 9,
102,
10. Yeah.
103.
Yep. Easy.
Yeah, yeah,
Easy for me.
yep.
I do it. Even in a best ball league, man, I still take the running back because I'm not gonna put my chips in for a guy like I still like Jameson Williams, but I'm not gonna put my chips in for a guy who's probably giving me zeros this year.
I mean, when I put my Kenneth Walker love into it, I
Okay.
can guarantee you that I paid more for Kenneth Walker in the Heisman auction than the combination of JMO and Sky Moore went for. So
For sure. For sure. For sure. All right. Last one we got here. Melo makes a trade show again. So we'll see if it's good or bad. To be
okay,
determined. We got Jalen Waddle and Travis Etienne and a 23 second being acquired for Deebo and my man Antonio Gibson. I can confidently say my man at this point. I'm alone on my island.
this is spicy. So
Melo's a contender too. So just for some context, he did put in there that he's a contender this year.
All right, so Mike, contending side, Travis Etienne or Antonio Gibson. I know your love for Antonio Gibson. It's okay to keep it in here. Just which would you prefer on a
Gibson.
contender? Okay. I think market would tell you that Etienne is the play,
Yes.
what most people would say on the
Yes.
contending side. That being said, I still actually think that Gibson is probably the correct play on the contending side. Listen, I like Etienne a lot, but man, I feel like we're getting to scary territory with projections of a guy we have not seen play in the NFL and coming off of a foot injury.
Major foot injury, not just a minor one. A major
man.
one.
And
yes.
listen, I like Etienne. I took him. I got burned plenty of times in the rookie draft last year, right? Like
all them times we took him over Javonte Williams like dummies.
Oh, yikes. No, in fairness, nobody knew he was going to break his foot. But yeah, I mean, so anyway, those are fair. I think the market's probably leaning Etienne, though. Okay?
Yep.
Then Deebo for Waddle in a second.
People still love Jalen Waddle, man. Still.
I think this on the contending side is Melo's for sure. If
you're on the other side of it, is it fair enough return for you?
That's what I was just going to say. If I'm rebuilding,
button?
I think I could take that pivot because I'm getting younger at receiver and an asset that I can still move and is valued highly, and I'm getting a young running back for Gibson. I think I would take that other side on the rebuild too. I think it's a good deal.
I think it's a fantastically constructed deal.
Right.
And it's like the second just adds just enough to it where you're like, all right, just that little extra piece to put you over the top. But yeah, if I'm a contender, man, just me personally, if I'm looking at it, I take my Gibson love out of it, not going by market, but just looking by like who I logically think would score more points.
Yeah.
Gibson over Etienne, and I think Deebo scores more points than Jalen Waddle this year. And I don't think that should be a hot take at all.
It shouldn't be. Here's the other thing too, Mike. When I'm on the contending side, right, I will do, if I know I'm trying to contend, I will make more calculated risks based on my personal, like, I think Gibson's going to outscore Etienne. And this is another reason why I think this is great on the rebuilding side. When I'm on the rebuilding side, I don't care about points at all, and I do almost everything. There are some that I'm like, no, this is too low. I'm going to go buy Brandon Ayuk, or I'll take him because I think he's going to rise in value. His value too low. But a lot of what I do on the rebuilding side is based on market because I'm always looking to flip everything after that. So I think market's going to tell you that the Etienne Waddle in the second is the better side on market. And then the contending side, I definitely want Deebo Samuel and Antonio Gibson.
For sure. For sure. Like T-Rock said, the deal is a Picasso. Perfect. Perfect for both sides. Perfect. Good deal. I like it. It's a good, nice, fair deal, but man, it's gonna be so tough. Like if I put myself into it, I take Gibson's side in any situation.
Really? Ooh, that is a little hot takey.
I will. I'll take Gibson's side in any situation.
If you're rebuilding, you'll go older to Deebo from Waddle?
Yeah, because I can still flip Deebo. It's not like Deebo's 30.
The other, yeah, that's true.
He hasn't hit his apex yet. His market's a little bit depressed right now because of, is he going to play running back? Is he going to be back? Is he getting a trade? Blah, 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 blah. So it's a little bit depressed. I still really like Deebo. He showed a shit ton last year. I really hope he goes back to just being wide receiver full time. But the other thing, I mean, he's not old. It isn't like, oh, this is the last year for Deebo.
No, no.
So
To me, it's just though like if I'm rebuilding, like
understandable.
you kind of already alluded to, that second I think throws it over the top. Where like I think people are forgetting because this class had some gross seconds, and you got to like 205, you're like, ugh. I think there could be a case in 23 where if it's an early second, you're gonna love those type players.
Well, just for fairness, man. Let's just see if I talk the talk, if I walk the walk.
Ooh.
Gibson. I rank Gibson over ETN. 5 spots.
Yep. That's
Just
a big. That's a big amount.
just generic dynasty ranks, right?
And so he would be a full tier ahead of ETN then, correct?
Yes, full tier
Okay.
ahead.
Okay.
And Debo Samuel. I rank him 4 spots ahead of Jalen Waddle, a full tier ahead of Jalen Waddle.
That's
So,
probably worth a second based on the tiers.
yeah. And since he's been patient here, we'll get one trade question, then we're going to bounce out of here. That was the last deal that we had. George Pickens for Josh Palmer in a late 23 second. Adam, this is an easy one for me. Give me George
Super easy
Pickens.
for me. Yeah, give me George Pickens. I think the George Pickens. I still think the George Pickens slander. I don't even know if I want to call it that, but like, feels like the community's kind of down on George Pickens. I think a smash landing spot, super talented guy. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's not a lot with Pickens I'm really worried about. In a late 23 second, Josh Palmer, no thank you at all for me.
We kind of talked about Rondo more not moving the needle. Josh Palmer doesn't move the needle very much for me.
I mean,
At all.
Mike Williams came back with a massive deal. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm good.
If Mike had walked and left, Josh Palmer a little more interesting.
A little more interesting. I still think I want Pickens, but he is more interesting.
If he's more interesting if they didn't address it, like Mike
Correct.
Williams leaves and then they didn't address it in free agency or the draft at all.
If he was walking in with the chance like Gabe Davis is to
Mm-hmm.
the number 2 spot in Buffalo, he's the number 2 spot with Herbert. That's a chance of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more intrigue, but I wouldn't have bet on it. Similar to Gabe Davis, I think the ADP would have went way too high.
All right. Well, good thing you clicked accept on that deal. We approve. We approve. Well, that's going to do it for the special edition live. Next week we'll be back to record it as long as I don't fuck up and delete the recording again. My bad. Sorry, but special edition we got to do one live, answer a question, and get the input back. But remember tomorrow, 12 a.m. podcast will be out. So if you want to check the previous 7 trades that we did on podcast form, Destination Devy, get you in there so you can find it on Google, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And as a reminder, if you like the stuff that we're doing here, you want to get a trade featured on here, patreon.com/South Harmon, get you into our Discord, and patreon.com/allgas, get you into Destination Devy. And that's where I pull these deals from. Anything else you want to tell the people before we bounce out of here, Adam?
Happy 4th of July, double dose of trade show from
Hell
4D.
yeah. And for the patrons that are watching, live shit show, Patreon show will be coming at you in about 10 minutes after Big Tear Down Daddy King gets a margarita.
We get a new pour.
Yeah.
All right.
We're out of here. Peace.
Peace.